Second part of Sagalossos, heading down the main set of stairs that I was told represents actually where the original road was. It's actually represented well by these stones that are on alignment with it. We'll come down to the Imperial Bath and also the Great Colonnaded Street in a moment. Here again, some more streets on alignment, or rather walls on alignment with what we believe to be a street. We could go that way to the overlook. Sometimes confusing to tell the difference between what is modern retaining use of ancient bricks and what is actually brick in situ. Surprising recombination of ashlar and brick in some ways. Somewhat better solution, the stacking of these blocks. Doesn't seem to go anywhere. So it must be down those steps. Go. Certainly wish I could go that way. Secondary street leading around would certainly be the way that traffic came around the building. So the street continues along through there and doubtless down that direction. So many nymphaea. So this great colonnaded street here is clearly pedestrian. It'll be interesting to note whether or not there are, and also that the further to the east is the wheeled traffic route, which actually is relatively small comparatively speaking, and very much a side route, very much a secondary concern for the city. In fact, if it has wheeled traffic at all, which may not, but might be mainly donkeys here, but there is certainly some wheeled traffic further up the hill, as we've documented. All right. So here is the sidewalk and curb of one side, the elevated and rising curb of the other. Lovely little overflow hole. So, see some cutting here for a drainage point, drawing water down that drainage point into that area and into the hole. How does it get there? If we go further south, will we be able to see it kind of hump here or not? Okay, crossroads, that's very good. All right, I believe we have a rut. Not much of one. There is a slight camber to the east of the whole street, but it's relatively minor. Much water would still escape, though some made it into that receptacle. There's large cuttings here. Was there another? Possibly. Yes, probably a fourth, actually, for closing off this section of the street, or at least providing a kind of gate structure. Here is a minor street and a corner. That corner might be broken slightly, but not really worn. And this corner isn't either. Disappointing. Here we see the water probably coming along the curb, going under and taking route down the hill here, probably underneath another paved street. Perhaps an archway or tetrapylon actually fitted in this space here. Some of the major architectural pieces suggest something was there. But there is, overall, a pretty strong absence of ruts, suggesting this was mainly a pedestrian area. As colonnaded streets go, compared to Pergay, compared to Side, Sagalossos seems to have a relatively minor street. If this is as far as it goes. It seems, looking at the structure, that this is part of the original build here, as it bends along, comes like this. It's abutted by the original street, comes along and sets out slightly, and then it is later abutted by this structure, which probably is some kind of later defensive wall, as indicated by those drums there. And if we find a way to peek over this wall, we begin to see ruts. Here we see them. Relatively large or dense and deep in size, and relatively absent elsewhere. Peeking over the wall, ooh, you see a continuation and another street that is rutted, which we may have to go over and see. Oh, good, there's the way around. quick twirl. Go slightly off route here to get over to that, and to endanger our shins with these spikies. But that's just part of the deal. Here we can see more of the colonnaded street, but its pavement lies in opposite directions, and it in fact looks more like a covered drainage point than a street in real measure. It does not appear to be rutted, at least not heavily, like we saw just behind that wall. All right. And what is it that we get to see over here? Wonder what happened here. Must be a water flow through point. Wow, it's a nice overlook. Here's the street again, cutting across it again. if we'll cut back across the street one more time here. Try not to fall on my face. Huh, look at those. Wow, sarcophagus just sitting out, cracked open, lying on its side. You can only imagine the necropolis that must have littered the sides of the hills. Look at them all. There's one there and there. Goodness. Yeah, oh, definitely getting scratched. How one gets there, I'm not quite sure. Valleys. I think this one man's end is good enough for us. You're pretty amazing, Sagalossos.